Welcome. Today we're in the bay, the Raritan Bay, for a fun 9-mile run. The wind was forecasted to be 20 plus, and the air is finally warming up into the 40s, so it looked like a great day. Quick check in Keensburg, and the wind was blowing. So we headed to Union Beach, where we could get a more direct line to Sandy Hook. Today we had Jim joining us for his first run in the Raritan Bay. My first paddle up felt like a mini wave takeoff. A couple strokes and it caught me. The first mile of bumps were pretty weak. I think the tide started going out in the same direction as the wind. I linked into a little set right here and was able to relax and catch my breath. Jim just got back from Puerto Rico, but he was ready to jump back into the cold. I cut Jim off pretty good right here, and he had to bail out to the right. I'm riding my 7/8 by 21 by 6 board. Jim is on the Kalama Barracuda 7/8 by 18.5 and 92 liters. As we finish up our second mile, the bumps are pretty slow and cruisy, but they have steep faces, so it was fun to ping pong around with some turns. This was my 5th time doing the run, but my first time without Ed, and my first time leading the way. So we made a quick stop to make sure we were still on track. This is a weird flat spot off of Keensburg. I think there's a shallow sandbar which kills the bumps. I'm riding the Unifoil Progression 200 with the 75 centimeter aluminum mast. Jim is riding the Lift 150 HAX with the 26 carved tail and the 28-inch mast. The bumps are starting to shape up nice now, and we're able to fly. I see a nice lump forming up, so I pumped over a little flat spot. And up and over this bump, and hooked a turn off the peak. I got a little too casual and dug a rail. The bay bumps make me feel like a paddle up master, but then I go back to the ocean and I still struggle. I usually cut out left extra far to make sure I clear the naval weapons station. We are starting to feel the refractions coming off the large ships parked at Earl. wild how far you can get apart, and then seconds later be flying right next to each other. I love a good connection turn. It fully feels like surfing. Riding down the line of the bumps like you're surfing has been one of the biggest breakthroughs for me. I always think of the example when you watch a beginner surfer and an advanced surfer out in the same small waves, and the beginner goes straight and goes 10 feet, and the advanced surfer goes down the line and goes 100 feet. There's so much more space when you trim down the line. And with foiling, this gives you a nice runway to glide out. We were able to foil together for over a mile. Unfortunately, I purled into one of the backwashes and went down. Jim decided to wait for me, and we had a quick discussion on where to land. We are 7 miles in and all smiles at this point. Once we passed the ships, we started cutting right toward the parking lot. Here's a fun little channel marker flyby.
Yeah!
Jim really found his rhythm and was able to enjoy the glide.
This is insane!
The next couple miles are so fun. It feels like a really organized ocean run with all the bumps going in the same direction. The sun was out and it got warm. My 7mm boots were feeling disgusting. Full swamp foot. I'm trying to go right as much as possible, but when I look to my left and there's a perfect face to carve, I gotta take advantage. on the home stretch, and there's nothing left to do but enjoy the ride. After a while, it really starts to get hypnotizing. It's kind of like a runner's high. I guess you could say it's a foiler's high. Jim nailed the finish. He was able to identify the small beach and fly all the way to shore. We had a super fun 9-mile run.